get ready with me as I get ready for the day. I have band today. So I mentioned I'm in 2 bands. So today's band is the one that I'm leaving after the show this weekend. And then the other band, we just had rehearsal a couple days ago. So we're not going to have another band practice for that one before the show. So I messaged our group chat, because with that band, we have a group chat. With this other band, we don't have a group chat. We have like an app where we talk in, that's provided by the school. But with the other band, we exchange our own personal numbers and have a group chat among ourselves. And I really want to try to practice one more time before the show if we can, like if everyone's available. So I messaged the group chat yesterday for the other band to see if we can meet anytime before the show. Like, I'm open to anything. I would love to go over the songs one more time with them. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and it'll be fine. But, never opposed to squeezing in an extra rehearsal. And then today, we have the other band, and for this band, I'm singing 2 songs. I'm singing lead on 2 songs, and then for the other songs, I'm like, we're doing Dog Days Are Over. For that one, I'm just doing the tambourine and background vocals. We have 3 vocalists in that band, so each vocalist has 2 lead songs, and so I'm doing background vocals to Beautiful Day by U2, Linger by the Cranberries, Long Train Running by, I forget who sings that, but I'm doing the background vocals to that. I'm lead singing Scar Tissue by Red Hot Chili Peppers and The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. And so the Chain, it's a 3-part harmony, so the other vocalists are doing harmony on that one for the verses and stuff. So it's been hard for us. Harmony is hard in itself. It's hard to sing harmony when other people are singing other notes, like it's hard to stick to your harmony when other people are singing. So it took us a while to get it, and we finally have it. We finally have it. So much so that our teacher says that we're doing really great job harmonizing. That, we're one of the best vocal harmonizers that he's had. Which, I don't know if he's just saying that or if he really means it. But either way, I'll take the compliment, So I'm gonna go to my favorite diner this morning first, and then I'm gonna run some errands. Like, I have to go get some groceries, and then I'm gonna rehearse for tonight, because my goal is to not need, I know the lyrics, but like I said, on my first show, I kind of fumble the lyrics to Scar Tissue, and I get nervous that I'll forget the lyrics again. So I'm trying not to get too into my head about it, because then I will really fuck it up. So my goal today is to not use the lyrics, not need to look at the lyrics at all. Like, I'm not even gonna try to look them up, because sometimes I have them just in case I need to glance at it. I'm not even gonna glance at it today. I'm gonna do it without it. So we'll see how it goes. But I know the lyrics. It'll be fine. I think I'm making a bigger deal than it has to be, but it just shows how one little moment can stick with you for a long time. But I'm not letting it affect me or anything. I'm just making sure that it doesn't happen again. I just don't want that to happen again. But if it does, I'll be fine. But anyway. I'm just gonna do a simple, for me this is simple makeup look. I know if someone who's not used to doing their makeup, this might not seem simple at all, but to me this is my everyday makeup look. Nothing as extreme as the other makeup I did the other day, but I'm not gonna have tear streaks on this one. But I'm gonna have some lashes, just not as bold as the other lashes that I had, but yeah. So anyway, we're trying to, it doesn't look like Friday might be a good day for everyone, so we're throwing up other days up in the air, like, and so we're seeing what works for people, because, you know, we want to have as many people there as possible. Right now our drummer's the one that's like might be the hardest to try to get to come, and that's okay. If she can't come, it'll be okay. We have our teacher has an assistant, and he's a drummer, and he's, you know, he told us to just let him know if we want to meet another day. He can open the school for us, and you know, he'll sometimes step in as drummer when, you know, one time our drummer couldn't make it and he stepped in, and, you know, so I think we'll be okay. But I mean, obviously I'd want to have all of us there if possible. That's the goal, but if not, we'll make do with who we have available. You know, someone even suggested maybe even Skyping, which I'm like, hey, I'm open to whatever people are available for, as long as I get to go over the songs. I love that. But if not, that's okay too. I think for this one, I want to practice one more time, just because, again, I came in later in the season for them, and, you know, I've had to learn the songs a lot quicker, and I just want to make sure we have it. And there was one song that we didn't rehearse for like 2 rehearsals, and then there was one week where we didn't have rehearsals at all, because the school only, you know, they have their own schedule, so we didn't have band that day because the school was closed, because of Memorial Day weekend. And that's the song that I'm like, I want to go over again, because we didn't rehearse it for 2 rehearsals, and we missed we didn't have a rehearsal. So I essentially want to just make up for that rehearsal that we didn't have, and practice this song a couple more times if we can, just so I could feel more comfortable with it. But if not, it's okay. Like, you know, we're all beginners. We're all learning. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. You know, the important thing is that we're doing it. We're putting ourselves out there. We're giving it our best. And yeah, but obviously it would be amazing if we could have one more rehearsal. We'll see how it works out. Either way, I'm still gonna practice. So I have band today, and then tomorrow I'll have my vocal lesson. So we'll be good. Won't be able to listen to music while I do these get ready with me's, because I got a copyright, not a strike. It wasn't a strike, but it was more like, hey, this music can't be playing or whatever, and like it muted some of my video, so I won't be able to listen to music while I do these get ready with me's, but it's fine. For this second band, we're doing I don't remember how many songs I'm singing lead in. I'm doing The Best by Tina Turner. I'm doing me and there's two vocalists. There's a male vocalist and me. Me and the male vocalist. We're doing December by, I forgot the name of the band. But it was a song from like the 90s or maybe early 2000s. It was like on the radio all the time. Don't speak about, don't dream about, turn your head now, baby, just spit me out, something like that. So we're doing that one, and then they're doing Baba O'Reilly. That's the first song we're doing. They're doing When We Were Young by the Killers. That's the one that the other vocalist is singing. We're doing Me and Magdalena by the Monkees. I'm doing the harmony for that one. Our bass player is the lead singer on that one. We're doing Take Me to the River that our keyboardist is lead singing on. We're doing Check Yes Juliet by We the Kings, and I'm doing the harmony for that one. And I'm doing Percussion Gun by White Rabbits. That's the song that we didn't rehearse for two rehearsals, and we missed a rehearsal, so like, you know, we skipped the rehearsal. And that's the one that I want to get, you know, do it again, because I want to have it right, but we'll see. I ordered some camera glasses. I got these, like, they're not the Meta ones. They're more affordable. They were a more affordable version of them. They had pretty decent reviews. And they're arriving tomorrow, and I was thinking, ooh, maybe I could record the live show. I'll, like, wear my glasses and have the live show going on. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to my teachers about, you know, letting them know that I want to vlog my stuff, so see if they'll let me. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, I won't show their faces or anything if they don't want me to, like, but I thought it would be cool to bring people along to things like rehearsal or my vocal lessons, my vocal sessions with my teacher, you know. But we'll see. I mean, I highly recommend the school I go to, or the School of Rock. I'm not going to specify which one I go to specifically yet, but because I want to talk to them and make sure that, you know, they're okay with me talking about it. But if not, I'll just say School of Rock and blur faces and do whatever, you know. But I don't know. I thought it would be cool to bring people along to stuff like that. You know, maybe those that are thinking about doing something similar, need a bit of motivation, or people that just love seeing how other people live their lives. I don't know. But it would be a lot easier to record with, like, glasses on than having my phone. But hopefully the video comes out good. So I'll let y'all know when that happens. What am I doing next? Oh, yeah. Do my bronzer. This is the e.l.f. bronzer. I haven't been talking about my stuff. The palette I'm using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cosmos palette. So you can see that's my favorite eyeshadow because it's almost a hit pan already. That's the one I use all the time. But I got it because there's a shade called Supernova. You know, I'm very much into stars and space, as you could tell by my robe. But I've always loved stars and things having to do with space and the universe. And even more so now. Now that I've, you know, been working with my inner self, the magic within me, that kind of thing. But one of my goals is to go to the planetarium, which I was thinking, man, I really want to like eat an edible and go to the planetarium and like watch one of their shows. It would be so cool, but I haven't done it yet. But maybe now I'll make a video about it. That would be cool. Which, I mean, I doubt they'll let me record in there, especially if I'm going to a show, but I don't know. We'll see. There's many options. But like I said, I don't like wearing foundation. Not that I don't like wearing it. I used to wear it all the time. I don't wear it anymore. I decided like I'm not gonna use any makeup to cover up anything. Like I'll use makeup to enhance my features, but not to cover them up. So, you know, I only wore it to when I go on a first date with a guy, because I feel like that's, you know, almost like a shield. My armor, my face armor, because, you know, just a little bit more. There we go. Like a nice rosy cheek. Even though my cheeks also get naturally rosy, especially if I get heated up a little bit, but it'll be fine. I don't even know what the weather's going to be like today. It's been really nice. Like, it's been like 70s. I really like the weather. I like the weather when it's like that. I might walk to band today, maybe too. Sometimes I do that. It's like a mile away, so I sometimes will walk. And that was something that I was afraid of for a while, because, you know, it's in the evening. So by the time band is done, it's dark outside. And for a long time, I was scared to walk by myself in the dark. For a long time, I was scared to walk by myself outside due to past experiences with sexual harassment and stuff like that when I was younger, where that fear stayed in my, you know, stayed with me for a long time. And, you know, I didn't like going on walks or going outside, like on the street, like walking around by myself, because of that fear that I had. So it took me a while to finally like work up the courage to start going outside again for walks, and like reassuring myself that I was safe, that I'd be okay. And, you know, it's taken like little steps, right? Baby steps at first, where I would do a little bit at a time, and then just to prove to myself that it was safe, that nothing bad happened. And then the more courage I built from that, the easier it became to just go outside without even, you know, go for walks without even thinking about what if this, what if that. Because that used to be my thought all the time, like, what if something happens, what if, you know, and especially like living in Chicago and the bad rep that Chicago gets, which I feel like Chicago gets a bad rep, and when Chicago is a good city, I've loved living here. And I lived in Kansas City for 5 years when I was married. We moved to Kansas City because we couldn't, my husband had lost his job and he was struggling to find another full-time job. And we were living at my parents', and, I looked into Kansas City because I worked there for the summers, and I really liked it. I had people that I knew there, so we wouldn't be completely alone. And everything worked itself out. Like, we found a place, and he worked at part-time at Home Depot. So there's a Home Depot, like, really short distance from where we're gonna live. And they were willing to transfer him, and all of that worked out. Like, they transferred him to that place. I transferred my job. Like, it was the same company when I worked at the Salvation Army at the time. I was able to transfer to a different position still within Salvation Army in Kansas City. And everything works itself out. And I honestly believe that when you're meant to do something or be somewhere, once you decide that you're gonna do it, like, things work themselves out. Things will arrange themselves to, you just have to decide and take the action to do it and not worry about it, And I feel like that's how it happened. Now that I look back, it's like everything worked out for us so well that I'm like, it was clearly something we were meant to do. And we were there for 5 years. We moved back a little over a year before my husband died. So it was Memorial Day weekend 2019 when we moved back. We moved back with my parents because our plan was that we were gonna live with my parents for a year, save, and then eventually buy our own house and start a family. But that didn't happen. You know what they say? What's that saying? Tell God your plans or something. I kind of feel like that's what happened. It's like, literally, like, we moved back, and then he started a new job. Within that first week of starting that new job, he got in a car accident and broke his right foot. He needed surgery. The surgery didn't take because he had diabetes, so his bones were extra fragile because he was diabetic. So he had to have another more extreme surgery that required an external fixator. So, like, it was like shitty situation after shitty situation that happened, like, when we moved back. And then he was out of work for a year, and he was miserable because, my husband lived to work and provide, and he was that kind of man that he felt that the man should be the one that would, should be working and providing for his family. And, when he couldn't do that, he wasn't physically able to do that, he got really depressed, and it was hard. It was probably like the hardest year of our marriage. And by this point, we were married for almost 8 years. So it was hard being, because for me, it's like, as his wife, like, we both cared about each other so much that we always, like, wanted to make each other happy. And that's what we did. And with my husband having all these health issues and these things that were out of our control, I felt helpless. I felt like there's nothing I could really do to really help him. I became his caretaker, and that took a toll on me mentally. And, at work, like, I had to take intermittent leave at work, and so I could make time to take him to his doctor appointments and then eventually to physical therapy. So I would be at work. I was at work almost part-time. So I wasn't really making much money. So we weren't really saving much because he didn't work and I wasn't working full time because I was taking the time to take him to his appointments and stuff. We had to stop paying our credit cards and our credit started going to shit because of that. You know, and at that point we were doing a lot better financially because we were, you know, we had finally stabilized. We were starting to build our credit. We were starting to, because we wanted to buy a house. And then it went down to the tank again because he got sick and we couldn't afford to pay that. I had to prioritize the things that were more important, which was, okay, sorry, my phone ran out of storage and I've been making space. But I'm almost done either way. I just gotta put my lipstick on. But, you know, as I was saying, the last year of our marriage was pretty rough. And then just as he was starting to heal and go to physical therapy and he finally started to work again, he got COVID, and we both got COVID. And you know, that's when things really went downhill for us. And you know, the rest is history. But it was hard during that year as his wife because a lot of the things that were happening were out of our control and there was nothing I could do. So the best thing I could do is just do what I can, right? And that's why I became his caretaker. I tried to help him as much as I could, but you know, he still felt frustrated and depressed. You know, because on top of that, he had other health issues going on, and you know, there was nothing that I could do to really help with that. And all I could do was just be the best wife I could be for him when he needed me. So anyway, I miss my husband every day, and you know, I feel like I'm living my life for both of us because all he wanted was to make me happy. And he would say that all the time, like, I just want to make you happy. Whenever I would be upset about something, he always tried to make me feel better. Whether it was, he had a really great sense of humor, so he would always try to cheer me up, make me laugh, or he would do things for me. He loved getting me breakfast. When he worked night shifts, I worked day shifts, so he would love to get me breakfast on his way home. You know, even when I was having issues with a friend, he'd try to talk to the friend to, like, so that I wouldn't be sad. Not in a annoying way, not in a like he's trying to get in my business kind of way, but he just wanted to resolve things. And because he didn't like seeing me sad, he didn't like seeing me upset. Like, you know, I would say he lived to make me happy, but now I live to make myself happy. And that's why I'm living my life to the fullest as much as I can, because my husband isn't here anymore to be able to do that with me. So I'm doing it for us. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna go to the diner, get something to eat before I get my errands going and prepare for band today. So have a great day.